lost balls, raw golf, triple bogey, sim life talk, come and ride with the homies. Big shots, hot takes, we do it for y'all. Welcome to the pod. No, lost.
Raw golf.
How's it going, Triple?
Going good. How are you?
I'm really good, man. Thank you. I'm really good. Really, really good. How you doing?
Doing really well. It's just, it's episode 4, and it's almost Christmas, man. I'm excited to be here.
Man, do you know what? The one thing I thought earlier on is, why did I not get a Santa hat or, I don't know, the Grinch hat or something? I don't know why I didn't do that.
I've got a Santa hat. It made an appearance last Christmas on a live stream on a spin the wheel. I think I wore it the rest of the night. It was kind of fun. So we'll probably break that out again this week here on the live.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a similar thing. Christmas Day live.
Yeah.
For when you're crashed out on the sofa after your Christmas dinner.
I think Christmas Day live could be pretty popular. There's a lot of us that are just kind of hanging around, maybe waiting to eat, waiting to hang out, you know, going to different
100%.
places. Some of us are even alone at times on Christmas. So,
yeah.
Marilyn, Nick Copeland, let's look at the chat quick. We got a few people in the chat here. Good to see you guys. Welcome to episode 4. Borderline Green, No Call RD, Chaston Lamb. Good to see you guys. Well, today is going to be a fun one. We've got a few things to talk about. We've got Rory McIlroy with this historic award, which you probably know more about than me. It's like an English thing, I think. Scottie Scheffler and his dominance. LIV Golf in the official World Golf Rankings. We'll talk a little bit about some future news here. We've got stories with the Indian Golf Tour, a first look inside Royal Dornoch, and some handicap review. If you haven't looked at your GHIN review, it's out. Also, TGL starts next week, I think. Or did it already start? It starts very soon. So we'll get into that here as we go. But any updates from you that you want to share before we get rolling?
No, just buzzing for this. I can't believe it's the 4th one.
That's hard.
And it's already Christmas nearly. Crazy.
All right, let me flip over to, we got a new scene, guys. Ready? Boom. Check this out. This is, I don't know if the video is actually spot on. I think it is, but talk to me a little bit about this. What is the SPOTY? BBC. Okay. This seems like a UK story. It's got UK vibes written all over it.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're watching on the live, you need to flip your screen into landscape so you can see the full production that Triple's put together here. So the SPOTY is a BBC award for the Sport and Personality of the Year. It's quite a big deal for the sport world in the UK. It's voted for by the British public, and it really just like showcases who the British people see as being like the #1 person in the UK sport, but not just like achievements, but also how much the people love them, respect them, and know what they've done. They're like, you've had some incredible people win it, but I mean, Rory McIlroy winning it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. It said that he's the first golfer to scoop up this title since Nick Faldo in 1989, and only the third in the event's 71-year history, after Di Reese in 1957. So this isn't an award that typically goes to a golfer, or really ever. It's only happened with Nick Faldo. Rory said something like 2025 was the year dreams are made of. Thank you for voting for him as Sports Personality of the Year. He thanked his mom, his wife, his daughter Poppy, and he credited, I think, the Ryder Cup team and just the big year he had. So, completed the Grand Slam. He won his first Masters. Truly was a great year for Rory this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Grand Slam is it's got to be the most. Well, it is the most prestige. What's the best way to put it? You can't get better than that by winning everything, right? And it's good that the UK can see that from one of their guys that is not in what would you call it? It is a mainstream sport, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not the coolest of sports back in the day. It hasn't always been a cool sport, But this sort of shows it as different. In my opinion, it just shows it different.
Yeah, and I think like the big thing with this and with Rory, I mean, Rory kind of in the Ryder Cup became sort of a little bit of a villainess or villain type character during the Ryder Cup for us in the U.S. with all of the tension that was going back and forth, us getting our loss. He wins sporting, what's this called? Sports personality of the year over there. I think he's probably as elevated as he's ever been. And at the end of the day, I actually really like Rory. I wonder how this will do to like accelerate things for the upcoming TGL or any other league collaborations that Rory gets involved in. He's on the rise. It's going to bring, more people from the UK, from Ireland, from other places, probably into events like that, I would think.
Well, you know that the previous winners of the Spotty have been, it's mainly like Formula One. Lewis Hamilton's won it, I believe, a couple of times. You've got your sort of like Olympic Games winners, usually sort of big Olympic winners like Mo Farah. Cyclists, that sort of thing. It's like the sports that you see all the time, whether it's on mainstream TV or on pay-per-view and stuff. You just don't. Well, I mean, I don't think a golf has even been in the running for it for a long time. Not even just won it, but been in the running for it. Because there's a list of people that comes out. Yeah,
they did say here, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, who beat Rory McIlroy back in 2014. Rory had like a chance at it, it says in this article. But yeah, a great night for golf. Again, this goes with the theme of like golf is sexy again. That was your theme last week. Or golf is 100%. Golf is just turning into something that's just such a big deal, and it's becoming more and more mainstream. So to see Sports Person of the Year, this is sort of, it's not a BBC thing. They didn't vote Tiger in when he did it because he's not, from, that part of the world. But like, it's like when Tiger would win the ESPN Athlete of the Year stuff. That hasn't happened since you've had those kind of big figures. I would say Rory's absolutely deserving of this. Very cool to see. And again, it just kind of goes to when they're passing up, I'm guessing, footballers and Formula One drivers and, the big heroes over there on that side of the pond. It's got to be a big deal, I would imagine.
Oh, definitely. And like you said a bit earlier about the, does this make a difference to like the league stuff that Rory's involved in? Well, definitely, because his name is now, is household name stuff. And that's like in the UK golf, I would say it's, if you're like a Tiger Woods, it's a name in your living room, but it just elevates it further to especially younger people.
Right.
The people that consume the content around the Spotty is typically younger people.
Most definitely. The other thing that golf took in the BBC Awards was the Ryder Cup team.
Yep.
Tommy Fleetwood was there to accept the team of the year. So, and it looked like Rory got to present it. I didn't get to watch the awards, but I caught these articles. And so he just said, we're very lucky to see Rory pick up the Spotty, and, super, super pumped to have received the award for Europe and the Ryder Cup for team of the year. So very, very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a very, very big deal in the UK. So, all credit to the guys.
Absolutely. And moving on to the next one, the next thing we were going to talk about was Scottie Scheffler. I had to get my American boys in here on this side. And Scheffler also got a big award recently, and his was the Player of the Year award. He basically won his fourth straight PGA Tour Player of the Year award. Mr. Scottie Scheffler did. So we've got Rory winning the Spotty. We've got Scheffler winning the Player of the Year. And I think what we're setting up for is some big rivalries. America versus Europe. Scotty versus Rory. I mean, it's starting to feel like when I was a kid, it was Phil versus Tiger. And that was a big battle here in the U.S. Or you had Faldo and Norman, or you had Nicholas and Palmer. I mean, they just feel like the big names right now, and it feels like the sport's just becoming so global. So, Scotty, his consistency, his dominance, absolutely deserves it. Player of the Year award in 2025.
I mean, it's almost he's almost undeniable at this point with his golf. I mean, he's so consistent. The consistency is just insane.
It is. Scottie picked up, let's see here, last year. Let's see what Scottie had. Let's go through those stats really quick. Scottie counted 2 majors and 6 titles in 2025. I don't know the percentage, but I would say 99% of professional golfers will never, ever achieve those stats alone. 6 wins, period, even a major, or he had 2. Those are something that'll never happen for most people. So 4 seasons in a row. Tiger Woods won it from 99 to 2003. So 5 seasons in a row. And Scottie joins Tiger as the only person to win it 4 or more straight times. He beat out Tommy Fleetwood, Ben Griffin, Rory McIlroy for the Jack Nicklaus Award, which is what they call it. And this is a vote by the other people on the PGA Tour. So what do people in the UK think about Scottie Scheffler? Are they as big of fans as we are? I mean, what's your take?
So you've got the loyalty to Rory McIlroy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone is Team Rory, but there's no getting away from the skill level and the dominance of Scottie Scheffler. So although everyone is Team Rory for that purpose, they also know that Scottie Scheffler is it just seems to be a league above everyone. And what is he, 1 away from the Grand Slam?
Scottie just needs 1 more title. And I don't even remember which one it is. Would it be, which one does he need to get? I should have looked it up before this. He got the PGA and he got the British in 2025. He's won the Masters, so that just leaves the US Open, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, which he could easily, it's the US Open, he could easily do that in 2026. And he's done the career Grand Slam, and that is, again, what does Rory McIlroy then have on him?
It's not even going to be a question of that anymore. It's going to be head-to-head battles from here on out. They're both kind of cleaning up those titles. It's kind of like Phil and Tiger. Yeah, Tiger's got all these wins. Phil never got the U.S. Open, but it's just fun to see 2 big figures like that. And there's many others. Fleetwood seems to be coming into his own. It's just fun to see some good competition. It used to feel like if Tiger Woods wasn't in the event, I often wouldn't turn it on. And that was for many years. And I don't know why that necessarily was, but it felt like he was sort of the big dog. He was the guy that I wanted to see compete. Everybody else felt like the B team. It doesn't feel that way as much anymore, which I wondered when that feeling would go away. Now, if I turn on the TV and you've got these other names, Scottie, and, is amongst them, I'm perfectly excited to watch the event.
The thing is, I don't know. I mean, look, I've not been into golf as long as most people, but the thing I find fascinating is there is such a broad amount, like the people, for example, you can watch an event and you don't know who's going to win that event. Like, Scottie's going to be right up there. Rory might have a really bad day. You just don't know. And that I find fascinating because most sports, it used to be if you watched the Formula One, you knew Michael Schumacher was going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you watch, I don't know, the World Cup, you have certain teams that your countries are going to probably win. But every event I've watched has been completely different.
The skill gap amongst the top players it feels like closer than it's ever been. We've got, you just start going through the names, Schauffele and Fleetwood and Rory, and I mean the names just go on and on and on, and it's just
Justin Rose, and it's crazy, and all the different ages, and just like there seems to be no set rule.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, even you got people like the new South African, that Aldrich Potgieter, who he's the guy that's hitting it a mile that we saw. And there's all these new names just continuing to pop up on the PGA Tour and even over on the LIV, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's I think golf's in a really good place competitively, and we've got a lot of big stars. I did feel for a while that we were missing the Tiger Woods fist pumps. We were missing the, like the passionate, like Jordan Spieth used to be really that way. The animation, which I think is why, your doppelganger. He, who's the guy that? Why don't you put that hat on for us?
Yeah. See if anyone in the chat knows who it might be.
Who's he look like?
It's
throw a club.
Yeah, I get it every time. As soon as I go anywhere with the hat on. Yeah. Tyrrell Hatton.
Yeah, he's the man. So like, it's just these personalities to me, I feel like for a while, I've wanted more of that. I think we're starting to see, I think sometimes they forget, it's entertainment and they get so, Scottie, at times I feel like he's boring sometimes. You want to see him get upset. You want to see him celebrate, and he walks off. He's kind of like, it's no big deal. It's nice to win, but it's over in a few minutes. So hopefully some of these new personalities that are coming are going to give us some of that back. But
it's very, very true. Like, he is a very boring character. So you're watching him for his golf. You're watching Rory for potentially having a meltdown on the tee box. You watch Bryson for his outbursts. Like, you watch all these different golfers for different reasons. But the one thing that Scheffler has is just a pure talent.
He really does. Yeah. And the cool thing I saw this week was, and I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but I saw a clip of Scheffler over in the TGL stadium hitting balls up into the big screen. So I don't think he's on a team, but it would be fun to see him get into the TGL. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case or what they're doing there, but I'd love to see Scheffler get into the TGL.
I do think the players that stay away from all that will end up hindering their career. Like, I say their career, not their career as in their golf career, but their popularity, potential earnings, risking you lose out on stuff because you're not taking part.
Yep. Yeah. No, I don't disagree at all. Well, cool. Let's see here. The draft PGA Tour schedule for Tiger Woods leaked online. Let's see here. What else was kind of associated with that? That's really it. We did see that too. Tiger got interviewed. When's he going to come out? He's not playing in the PNC this week. He's still saying he's got an injury. He didn't really leak whether or not he was going to be playing on the Champions Tour. I'm itching for Tiger to come back as much as we talk about Scottie and Rory being the big names to watch. I love to watch Tiger. It's just something I grew up with.
It's just
I want to see him out there. As long as it doesn't make me sad, as long as it's a good story, I want to see Tiger out there.
That's the thing. Sometimes sportsmen and women, they do that. They go on that little bit too long, and it does damage your view on them or their legacy. And I don't know.
How about you? Did you grow up being a big Tiger fan?
Mate, I grew up. I didn't watch golf at all.
At all.
None.
I mean, certainly you knew who he was, though, right?
I knew he was because he's a household name.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, as a youngster, it was all boxing. So yeah, no golf.
Boxing. Not that this is the boxing pod, but you got a big boxing match tonight. So
yes,
Jake Paul and
Anthony Joshua.
I saw Jake Paul punching the sky. What was he doing?
That's what he'll be doing on the floor when Anthony Joshua flattens him in about 30 seconds, I believe.
Was he mocking the height difference?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But, I mean, there'll be arms flailing everywhere when he's on the floor, I imagine. So that'll be a scene.
Oh, that's
if it doesn't happen, I'll be very sad.
It's great. All right, on to the next one. Next story we've kind of got in the queue is the LIV Golf official World Golf Ranking update. So the official World Golf Ranking chief provides an update on LIV's application. They were locked out of the OWGR system since 2022. They have not officially made a decision, but LIV is moving their format to 72 holes. They were at the 54 holes to try to qualify for this official World Golf Ranking. The headline was sort of basically that they've abandoned their founding principles of, a faster tournament, of less wear and tear on the players. and they're trying to renegotiate to try to get official World Golf ranking points. So, thoughts on that? If LIV Golf gets the official World Golf ranking, does this change the value add for players to go over to LIV Golf? I mean, what does this do? What do you think?
I mean, initially, I would say yes. It will make it more appealing to other players, for sure. But I don't like the idea of changing the format. It's a shame.
You like the 54?
Yeah, it's something different. If we needed another PGA, we could have just got another PGA. But the whole message has been about making it more fast paced, making it, the shotgun starts, and it's almost dramatic. I don't know. Just, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan.
They've got in the article, they've got a quote from our sporting guy of the year over there, our personality of the year. He says, I think it's a particular move because they could have got ranking points with 3 rounds. I don't think 3 rounds versus 4 rounds is necessarily what was holding them back. I don't know where that comment comes from. That's sort of Rory taking a shot like, hey, man, that's not the only reason you don't have OWGRs. It's interesting, to say the least. I'm a fan of LIV in the sense that it shakes up the golf world, that it maybe pushes the PGA to change or to do something different. But I don't know that I'm a fan of LIV in the other sense of the words. I don't love the format, but I do love that they changed to sort of more of a social style, more of like an excitement and energy, some crowd noise, and that they're kind of rocking the golf world. I do like that, but I still am a traditionalist in the sense that I like the 4-round tournaments. I think it really does show who the best player is that week. And I wish the tours could compete against one another so we could really see how these players stack up against one another and not just versus each other. The only time we have merged events right now are the majors.
Have you, just got a query, have you been to a LIV event?
I have not been to a LIV event. There is one coming up here in New Orleans, south of me here soon, but I have not been to a LIV event. I don't know how close they get to me, and it feels like in the U.S., they aren't really well talked about or publicized. Maybe that's just my perspective or take on it, but I feel like I hardly hear of them even happening or going on.
I mean, you couldn't move for advertisement of LIV Golf last year in the UK. It was crazy. There was so much of it. Like every social media channel, everyone was all over it. It was when I went this year, sorry, it was mental.
Really?
Like I was shocked. Like genuinely, when I saw the party hole, I was like, there's a guy DJing above this guy when he's trying to take a shot.
So wait, you got to go?
Yeah, I went to the the UK LIV event this year.
Where was it at?
At JCB Golf Course.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was phenomenal. Like it was everywhere you went, there was different music on. There was you could do like challenges, you could do like fun challenges all over the place. They had like little mini diggers for the kids to ride. It was a family event. There were a lot of people drinking. It was a very drink heavy event. A lot of banter, which is probably a bit too much, if I'm honest. But it was mind blowing. Have you ever seen the Birdie Shack at LIV events in the UK, the LIV Golf event?
I don't know. By that name, no. But I've seen like the whole. They have basically a stadium around one of the par threes usually, right?
Yeah, the party hole, and they call it the Birdie Shack, and it's like a bar, right?
That is the Birdie Shack. Okay, yes. So what it reminds me of is what they took that from to me is TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, which is the stadium course, the 16th hole, which I actually went to that, I think 5 years in a row. My memory is so bad. It might have been 6. But back when I was in college, we used to go to that every year. And that hole was just electric. And I feel like LIV recognized that and brought that 100%. To all their tournaments.
But it is loud. It is a massive party. And they're like, they're in their backswing and people are like, whoa. And then it's like, everything about it was electric. And the par 3 that goes over the water at the JCB, there was like, there must have been about 6 holes that had little mini stadiums around them. There are DJs playing, and it's like, welcome to the tee box, Bryson, DeChambeau. It's just
I
like,
love that.
that stuff for me, like, you can't beat a good entrance, a good atmosphere and crowd. Yeah, you know what? None of them got it very close to the pin.
I think if I look at that format and those things that you're talking about, and then you contrast it with the normal, like, the Memorial Tournament, or the Arnold Palmer, or one of these other events on the PGA. What I said earlier about I miss the fist pumps and the emotion and the excitement of golf, like when Tiger was around. When Tiger made golf popular, he was like a Michael Jordan style character, like a head down, I'm gonna beat you. And when he did, it was just so much emotion and fist pump coming out of the guy that it was just it brought chills watching it. Contrasting the two today, when I say it's kind of boring, it's like if this negotiation meets in the middle, LIV's got all this excitement, all this fanfaredom, all this fun built around it. I feel like if the PGA Tour and the LIV could merge on those concepts somewhere in the middle, where we bring more fun to the golf courses, you bring more fan interaction, you maybe get rid of some of the stuffiness of having to be perfectly quiet on every shot, and have a little fun at these events. I think it would be good for the sport overall. I really do.
What you said there is a really key point. Merge them together somewhere in the middle, because at points it was actually way too much at the LIV event. But if you got into the middle of that, of what the two are, I think you've got something real special, because it's a phenomenal atmosphere. I don't know how you get to that middle ground, but it's a phenomenal atmosphere. But the golf was really, some really, really solid golf. I just don't believe you need to be completely silent in a golf club. Have you ever seen the darts?
No, I don't think so.
You want to watch the PDC darts? Is the World Championships is on right now? Yeah.
Oh, the darts. Yes. Yeah. No, I saw a guy walk out the other day to Bulletproof. Far away. This guy.
I think is that Michael Van Gogh that comes out to that.
Yeah. I saw it the other day in darts. And I was watching it and I got like chills. I was like, whoa. Yeah. This guy. It's just
crazy. Like my friend played in that, right? He's a PDC dart player, yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to I was very lucky to get access to all areas and go and sit on the VIP side and watch him come in and be on the cameras and give him a hug and all that. Oh my, that place gave me like I have short of watching like some massive boxing events live, mainly like Carl Froch versus George Groves, or Anthony Joshua win the world title. It was that level of excitement and like crazy feeling. And I'm telling you, like that par 3 party hole at the LIV was right there. And with that, they can still throw a dart into a piece of board that is like, what, 1 centimeter wide?
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
So you can swing a golf club, right? You can swing a golf club doing that.
And they're doing it with a few thousand people in the same room, like screaming and chanting.
Go mad.
Yeah, going mad. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if LIV getting this official World Golf Ranking, if it ends up changing careers or affecting decisions of guys who've considered to go over there. I think it's really important for them, because the World Golf Ranking is what qualifies players for certain tournaments. So if you're inside the top 50 in the World Golf Ranking, you get a spot in this tournament. Top 50 get in. With the LIV guys not having that, their only chance to get World Golf Ranking points come in these other international events if they're able to play them, or through the majors. So I do think that it's important that they get it. I know, Bryson's got exemptions through different ways. He's won a major before, so he's in some of those. But to see some of these players that have gone to LIV, like, let's just imagine they lose their exemption into some of these big tournaments, and they fall out of the official World Golf Rankings because LIV doesn't have it. I don't think it helps the sport. I think it hurts the sport overall. And I hope they get OWGR points, and I hope they can find a way to merge these tours, because the personalities on both tours I think are great.
100%. And look, if you are playing the sport that you are required to play to get the world ranking points, why shouldn't you get them?
I agree. I think the big argument right now is just the field, the diversity of their field. it's not an equitable field competition. So the PGA Tour, it's equitable in the sense that if you get into the event, you got in through some qualifying standard that matches up with the OWGR rankings. If to get into a LIV event, you're in if you've been drafted on a team by a team owner. And so,
just change the way it's made, isn't it? Change the way it's done, yeah.
Yeah, for example, Anthony Kim, who we talked about last week, he was on a LIV team just last year because a team owner decided, I want to take a chance on him. He could be good on my team, and he'll be good for ratings and viewers. So it's, what should have he gotten OWGR points because they brought him in? They could literally just say, like, they want me to be in their event, and, I could be signed to a team, whether I did well or not. Do I deserve points for having been in the event? So it's like, it is a sticky situation because they don't have sort of an open Monday qualifying to get into LIV events. How do you give them OWGR points when their strength of field doesn't necessarily compare? So I think it is difficult.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, but we will see. We will see. If if they don't get the points, I feel like this decision is going to be made before the end of the year, because if OWGR points aren't made by the start of the 2026 season, well, then what? I think you're going to see players miss out on some events. And I imagine the PGA Tour doesn't want them to get this.
Yeah, of course they don't. Yeah, of course they don't. Definitely. Why would they?
No, they really wouldn't. All right, now we got some fun stuff. Let's get to some fun stories. I thought this one was great. It made me laugh. It's I don't know if anybody else saw this. I'm sure many of you did. It was semi-viral, as they should say, but rapper Ja Rule with the terrible shank at the celebrity event. This is going to be like a mainstream meme forever. I have a feeling this is going to be something I send in my golf chat. I imagine a lot of us are going to send this to, if I were on the tee box at an event, this is what's going to happen. But I don't know if people saw this, but I'm going to play it really quick. Ja Rule got a guy in the crowd. Now, the guy holding this phone at the Derek Jeter Invitational, which is just the MLB's, Major League Baseball's charitable organization. The guy holding this phone is the guy that gets hit. So wait for it. Wait for it.
This is absolutely brilliant. Oh, I almost feel like it hit him in the shin as well.
Oh, dude, it just the sound. I don't know if anybody could hear that sound, but thwap. Oh, man.
That was definitely in the shin. I can feel it.
And and Ja Rule, right before he hits it, he goes, I got to ignore y'all right now. I got to get this thing up. Right before he hits it, smokes the guy. But this event had like CC Sabathia, Johnny Damon, Jorge Posada, Tino Martinez. Ja Rule wasn't the only musical star. There was Flo Rida and D Nice. Again, showing the mainstream popularity of golf. These celebrity events, it's no longer like it used to be. You'd have guys like Steph Curry or Aaron Rodgers or Tony Romo who are really good golfers. They're just great golfers. We bring those guys into the celebrity events. Now the celebrity events are mainstream. You don't even have to be good. It's the game is getting that popular, and the understanding of its difficulty and the relation that we all have to not being good resonates, and you're seeing everybody try to get into it. So I think this is just hilarious.
It's quite literally the worst type of shank you could possibly get on the main the first tee box, or is it the first tee box? I mean, that is brutal.
I don't know.
I love about it.
I don't know. You can see they don't have ropes. Yeah, they don't have ropes. They don't have any like sort of like system around this. We'll go full screen on this one time. Get me out of the way.
What I love about it is this. What's that? It doesn't even go over to like. He turns around and he just goes back. That's it. It's like he was gonna go and say something, then he just walks off. Like, what can you even say?
Sorry.
Say something.
Do you sign a glove for it? What do you do?
Don't worry about it. It goes off again. Yeah, that is brilliant. Oh man.
Have you ever shanked one like that, Raw? What happens to your views when you hit a shank like that, huh?
Honest to God, right? A shank from me increases my views. And the worse golf I play, the more people watch. I tell you before, it's it's all about the fun side of it, right? I mean, the only other thing is there is a wall to my right, not a whole bunch of people to hit. But if you ever do see me at any sort of event, do not stand to my right
Do
in front
not
of me
stand.
ever, ever, no matter how
Clear.
far away I appear. Yeah. If I am swinging a golf club, do not be over here.
Oh man, I thought it was
I can't
just
afford that. I can't afford the legal fees that he's going.
for me. It was my like Twitter clip of the week. It was the golf clip that I saw and laughed the hardest. We watched it 3 or 4 times just now on stream. I probably watched it 10 times and I sent it to at least 10 people. This stuff's happened before. I don't remember the exact celebrities that done it, but like Charles Barkley's hit some wild shots. But this was just right before he hits it. Hey, you guys are all distracting me. I got to focus. I got to get this thing up. And then the guy holding his phone, whap.
We need to find out where that hit him, because it feels like it was shin level.
It was below the belt for sure. And it sounded like a shin. The way you hear it, thwap. It sounded painful.
It makes my legs hurt thinking about it. My knees feel funny.
Have you ever been hit by a golf ball?
No, but I think I hit someone once.
Oh man, I should have brought the picture for this right now. But if you go into our Discord, a while back, midsummer, I got hit by a driver on the fly. That we have 2 holes that go like side by side with one another, and so I went and finished this hole, and then I'm turning to come back to the next hole, and the guys that were on the hole I just played hit a driver up, and I'm walking up this hill, and wham, hit me right in the thigh. From like upper thigh down to my knee was purple for like a week. Wow. It dropped me to the ground, and my buddy that we're with, all you heard was thwap, and then you just saw me fall. And they're like, "You all right?" I'm like, "I'm fine." But my whole leg just swollen, hitting by an airborne driver. It was not good.
About 2-3 months ago, 2 months ago, I was playing with my mate Daz, and I hit a 54-degree wedge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened, but it almost turned into a low 5-iron, right? I don't know what happened. It was so straight and just like like chest height, yeah. And I couldn't see where it was going. Then as I looked up, I just see it going straight towards this guy, and I shouted, but it had already hit. I believe it hit him.
I believe it hit him. You don't have actual confirmation.
He didn't come and tell me. He didn't say like. I just went sorry, and then he just walked off. Like I didn't, but I think I heard him shout "ow." I'm just not sure.
I think he said "ow."
But it was definitely going at him at a rate of knots.
Oh, that's great.
It's too funny.
Well, it's something else. If I try my best to not hit at anyone. If I do, I'm yelling "4." I don't know if you yell 4 in the UK, or if you got a different word for it, but it's 4, and I'll do everything I can to not hit you. But some other fun news, some Clubhouse news, and this was right up your alley. Again, across the pond news. Royal Dornoch, right? Am I saying that right? It's a Scotland deal, right? They revealed their new $14 million luxury clubhouse, bringing that sort of club up above into the 21st century on its 150th anniversary. We've got Royal Dornoch. Do you know much about this? Is this a big story over there? What do you think?
It's not a big story, but that's 14 million pounds.
14 million pounds.
So I don't know what that is in dollars, but it's a lot of money. Right?
So what is a pound of the dollar? Like 1.4 almost, probably.
I think so, yeah.
Let's just call it $20 million on their clubhouse.
On one building.
Ahead of the special 150th year, it's going to replace its 116-year-old building to maintain its status as not just the leading venue in Scotland, but around the world. This will be a more expensive clubhouse than they have at Augusta. It will be over 3 stories tall. It'll have restaurants, uninterrupted views of the sea, and a pretty cool place. 700 of the 200 or of the 2,000 members are based out of the UK, but 24 different countries worth of members. It looks pretty cool, but I'm not really plugged in over there. I did see that this is pretty cool, but I don't know if they've got a big major or anything coming up where this will get highlighted, but pretty awesome.
I mean, it just shows you though, like the money that must be flowing in to be able to build a £14 million clubhouse.
Yeah, they talk about it like they got 2,000 members. So obviously they're getting paid for the other tournaments and things they're doing. But if you look at the inside, this looks like, snack bar and different things. And you look on the left, they've got like a cathedral style door on the front. Here's their food area. There's the outside of it. And Royal Dornoch is right there on the sea in Scotland. You haven't ever been up there? Have you ever played golf in Scotland?
I haven't. 2026, we're definitely going to do it. I mean, I will say one thing. I don't actually like the look of it.
You don't like the look of it?
No. So I actually build. I build heritage. I'm a heritage construction guy, right? Yeah. It doesn't impress me, and I can see where the money's gone, but.
What in your opinion makes this thing so expensive? The fact that it's built out of like solid stone, or is it the tech they're putting into it, or is it just cost of building in the UK, or
cost of building in the UK? Also, the finishes I imagine will be quite high end. I would imagine there's been probably delays in the cost, which will run up the cost a bit as well, prelims and stuff. But I mean, it'll probably be a location and getting stuff to it, and I mean, there's loads of reasons why, but I can't imagine it being like. Well, I would have thought it looked a lot better, really. But
I'm trying to get. Well, look at that. I'm screwing up the whole thing here. Hold on, give me back. Trying to get pulled up the next story here. So, well, it's cool. I want to go play golf in Scotland. I know some guys who have, but
come, we'll do it.
It hasn't been me yet.
Scotland, by the way, but I'm like the other side of the UK, which to you is like driving from one state to the next. But it's quite a long drive.
It is. This next story, honestly, is a fun one as well. And I thought it was a big one. For me, it was a shock. So for some of you, it might be as well. This is the Indian Golf Premier League. Have you heard of the Indian Golf Premier League before today, Raw?
No. Where has it been kept?
I had really not heard of it either. I don't know if anybody, in the chat's heard of it, but the Indian Golf Premier League, golf for all for golf. Now, they're trying to transform the golfing landscape in India by promoting a faster-paced, younger, inclusive, and screen-centric culture. So, I don't know what this means for it, but they're basically trying to rebrand golf in India. They've got some huge partners. They've got both men and women on the teams, and they're calling it their Premier League. So, again, is this what you were talking about when you said make golf sexy? I mean, these guys look at all the color. Look at all the, the promotion. This is not what you normally see as Golf in America with your, vanilla personalities and vanilla clothing and tip of the hat, the traditional even English golf, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was talking about me when I said making golf sexy again, but I mean, no, like it looks real cool. Like it looks, it almost has like, just looking at that, it almost has that like Happy Gilmore 2,
it's like they maybe knew something.
It just seems a bit very similar, right? I don't think any of them have had any of the body parts cut so they can drive the ball longer.
No,
but but
or the spinning green on the 18th hole, or
yeah. But the thing is, though, right? India is an enormous population, and if they're putting investment into golf, that's brilliant because that's going to travel worldwide, right?
Absolutely.
if it does well. And I would really, I mean, I would definitely say that golf could be done in this format, this faster paced format, like the T20 cricket, the more party like. It is very much a little bit like LIV Golf, but just done what I would assume to be quicker.
Right. Well, I'll look at it here. I don't even know what the actual formats are. This was news to me today as well. When I read, though, there is a Wikipedia on it. They do have that. And what they say, it's in partnership with the Indian Golf Union and the Women's Golf Association of India, set to debut in 2026. They have a brand ambassador who's, a well-known guy in India. It'll have 60 golfers, 10 on each team, and each franchise will have an iconic player. So they're going to have a home and away concept for 3 weeks, and that will lead to a grand finale. So this reminds me of like the Indoor Golf League, the TGL, right? It reminds me of that, but I don't. Let's see if I click on like the tour here. These are the formats. But it doesn't actually take me anything. We got the tour, we got turf wars, and we got showdowns. They don't have like a whole lot. It's almost like this is just like the website's just been spun up.
Like a holding page.
Oh, it feels like it. There's not a lot to it at the moment. Oh, there it is. Look at that. So it's actually an outdoor deal. And they've got their superstars that they're using. And it says Extreme Golf. So that must be one of the formats. This is Happy Gilmore, my friend.
This is Happy Gilmore too. Yeah.
I don't know.
Where do they do the surgery?
Where do you get the hit the ball far surgery? Yes.
No, I'm just asking for a friend.
The Indies, yeah, I know. We all want a couple more miles an hour of ball speed. But look at that. They're sprinting. So they're going to have events where it's like where you got to run as fast as you can. So they'll maybe have some speed golf concepts implemented into it. I don't know, but I think this could be pretty cool. And like you say, sim golf is becoming its own sport. Man, they're finding different ways to make golf kind of interesting and fun. We'll see how this does over in India. And before you know it, maybe it'll be over here. And you see them just flashing all those cell phones on the screen. They're trying to make this digestible in a vertical format for people to watch the way that people consume content nowadays.
The thing is, if you look at, and I'll go back to darts, right? The World Darts Championships. If you watch the World Darts Championships before Matchroom Boxing took over, Matchroom Sport took over it, yeah? Mm-hmm. It was dead. It was like you could have dropped a pin in that room and you would have heard it a mile away, right? It was so dead. You bring in Matchroom that make it a little bit crazy, a little bit like a boxing event, big entrance music, huge fireworks going off and announcers and dancing girls and all this crazy stuff, right? And it became what you see now, which is, did you know that darts is more profitable than boxing in the UK?
I would have had no idea. No, I would have had no idea.
Like, and that's because of the show they make of it. The big show, like this big, like crazy atmosphere. And if they can do that and it works, there'll be people that won't want to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the audience could be so big that do want to watch it. It doesn't even matter.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm excited for it. I'm excited. I think it's cool. I think all this stuff that is getting added to is awesome. Last week we talked about the new sim golf tours that are coming out. The new sim golf launch monitors are coming out. I think by year end and by the time the PGA show gets through, which is when a lot of companies announce new things, we're going to see more than we probably imagined in this. What we're going to predict in 2026 is the year of the golf software, the year of the Unreal Engine 5 type golf experiences and golf courses. How will that shake up GS Pro? How will it shake up that? We're seeing all that in the sim world. All this is happening in the real golf world, and it has to do with consumer and consumption of the media of golf. And so we've got these professional tours of the highest level players. I mean, people are having fun watching you. I have fun watching you on stream, and there's no telling when, like you saw when Steph Curry went out with Bryson DeChambeau. That was a great episode to watch. We saw the YouTube Creator Classic. Yeah. That was fun to watch. Like, these different events don't have to be the Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroys of the world. The Indian Golf League is talking about mixing culture with golf, bringing in celebrity with, entertainment, and doing golf-like events. I mean, I could see how fun would it be if they had, one hole is a speed golf hole where you got to race through it, and that time advantage you get, gains you a shot or a different starting box on the next hole. And your team is working through a series of like golf challenges in order to compete and win a sport. You end up just spawning this whole new other side of golf that isn't the traditional 18-hole format.
I mean, do we just get likes and then do press ups?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's what I do. Every 10,000 likes.
Well.
Luckily, today, we don't have any press ups to do. We're at 1,100 at the moment. So,
and, if you take these things, like I do 10,000 likes, you do Happy Gilmore Swings. If you take all these concepts of like what we do on the live, it's honestly, for some people, that would be like the best thing they ever watch, is a live event where they can make you do something. Right?
Yeah, where they can be a part of it, where they can partake or have, they have not only interest, but they have input. That's what I love about being in a live, is like feeling like I'm there. I know when I'm in your live and I comment on things, you're very good about responding to the comments, even if it's a quick one. It's harder to do like in a podcast format like this, but we will get to the comments here at the end, guys, so don't worry. But it is a very important feature of that. And imagine if there's events that you can consume on your phone that, I even watch a guy on TikTok, Trey Fox Golfs. He's got his wife or his girlfriend, somebody that holds the camera the whole time. And while he plays golf, she just sits there. She participates. She does all the filming, but she also just talks through the comments the entire time. Basically carries a conversation on for like 4 hours. I am really entertained watching that. I'm watching a group of four guys play golf, and there's great banter, and she's in there, defending him, making fun of him, all of that kind of thing. I mean, it's a great format to watch golf.
Yeah, it's like David Carey does that, doesn't he? Do you know David Carey?
I don't know who it is.
He's David Carey DC on TikTok. He's a professional golfer. He's just gone through Q school.
Yeah.
And like his girlfriend, wife will read all the comments to him, and then he will answer them.
Oh, right on.
That sort of thing and he's a very, very good golfer, and it's just really, really interesting to be able to talk to someone while they practice or while they play, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Well, the last thing we had this year, and I don't know if you all got it, but I got it this week, and it was shared amongst my friends and my family and things like that. We're all big golfers, but it was just one topic I want to bring up. We'll wrap this up here, the episode here today with some of this, but is the 2025 GHIN Handicap Lookup and Rewind. I don't know if you keep your GHIN. Do you guys have GHIN, GHIN, over in the UK, or do you use a different system? You guys use this GHIN though, right? That's a worldwide system, right? GHIN?
What, to track my handicap?
Yeah.
I have a England Golf app.
Okay, so it's different then. It's different over there than it is here. So in the United States, the USA GHIN or the US GHIN system, the Rewind was out. So you get your stats all brought to you. If I look here's a fun one. We can just share one of a professional golfer's handicap rewind. And how the GHIN Rewind works is you get a little it's kind of like your YouTube Rewind, which a lot of you sent me the YouTube Rewind and showed that I was your number one channel you viewed. Very flattering. I got a lot of those, but this is like those rewinds basically. But if you're in the handicap system, you'll get your rewind, go into your GHIN, and you can hit play on it on your phone. You can't see it on the website. But what you get is you get like this screen share of where your handicap was, how it's been, what courses you played. And you can see up top, there's a play bar for this gentleman. But this is Zach Blair, a professional. And this is not what my rewind looked like. But you can see he's a plus 7.6. You need to add almost 8 shots to him to get to par. He started at a plus 6.8. He ended at a plus 7.9, and he's currently a 7.6. And Zach Blair is not even one of the top pros on tour, and he's that stinking good. 168 rounds with a 68.2 scoring average. He played 49 different courses, and he shot a 61 this year. I think this just goes to show you, if you haven't gone and checked your GHIN Rewind, go do it. It's fun to see where you've played, the stats you've had. But just look at that. That's what a pros looks like. 160 rounds. It's something I could only dream of. That's like every other day. And then his final stages of Q school, he finished 62nd in this Q school with those kind of stats. So golf is a super hard game, and players are incredibly good. So it's an interesting thing. If you haven't gone and checked out your handicap rewind, you should go do it. He is number 279 in the official golf world rankings, and he did make about $500,000 playing golf last year. But that is the handicap rewind for 2026. So
we just have England Golf app looks like this.
The England Golf. Okay. Yeah. It's the same. It's just your version. Yeah. Yep. Well, great. Yeah. We're at 59 minutes. We try to keep these under an hour because TikTok's got a 1 hour max. We may eventually just start doing a part 1 and 2 and go a couple hours. But for now, this is where we're going to leave it. I think episode 4 was awesome, Raw. I appreciate you.
That was really cool, man.
We're getting through it. We can look through the chat. We've got Marilyn, who's been here the whole time. Nick Copeland. PTSD to par. Love you, brother. Good seeing you as well. You're gonna WhatsApp to Raw. Do we play on GS Pro? We 100% play on GS Pro every day of the week almost.
Absolutely.
We love the interactive portion of your live, Luke. Hey, Luke, we appreciate that. We do our best. So, Raw, any updates from you as we close this one out?
Got a really, really cool club rack that got made for me. I'm super excited to show everyone. I've got some real nice, cool little updates during the sim over the weekend. Ready for the Christmas period, and yeah, love it. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas is right, and we're going to see you a few more times between now and then. We might even try to get a podcast out before Christmas, or maybe we'll stick to the Friday after. I'm not sure. But Raw, you'll be live a bunch of times between now and then. And you're going to be, are you live tonight?
I am live tonight, yeah. A little bit later because we're going to stay on a lot later tonight.
Wonderful.
But yeah, I'll be on live tonight. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend on the lead up to Christmas. And and hope Father Christmas brings you all the things you wanted.
Absolutely. Joy, peace, happiness, love. God bless everybody. There's a good podcast. We're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys. Go check out Raw live tonight. I'll probably be on after Raw. So
and you.
Go from him.
And Triple, yeah.
Go from him and then come see me. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Much love.